Hello everyone, I am JVN Dr. Mohammad Miraj Alam, Assistant Professor of Economics, Jyoti Vidyapeeth, Women's University, Jaipur. In this section of video, I will discuss remaining part of the remaining part of the topic that is status of education in India. Right. In the previous video, I have discussed about the different committees, concept of higher education and status of higher education and their problems committee suggested by the different committees. Right. Now, in this part of video, I will discuss about the establishing a national research foundation. Right. This is also the part of higher education in India. Right. Total investment in research and innovation in India has declined from 0.8% of GDP in 2008 to 0.69% in 2014. India also lags behind many nations in the number of researchers, patent and publications. Right. National Research uh, uh, Foundation will act as a autonomous body for funding, mentoring, and building the capacity for quality research. This is the specialized body to promote the quality research in India. Moving towards a liberal approach, undergraduate programs should be made interdisciplinary by redesigning their curriculum to include a common core curriculum, one or two areas specialization, right? Introduce 4 years undergraduate program in the liberal arts, right? The committee suggested the to introduce 4 year undergraduate program for the liberal arts, right? By the next 5 years, 5 Indian institutes of liberal arts must be set up as a model multidisciplinary liberal arts institutions. Professional development of faculty. Faculty should be developed professionally. Poor service conditions and heavy teaching loads augmented by lack of autonomy and no clear career progression system have resulted in low faculty motivation. This should be addressed immediately, otherwise the quality of education or research will decline further. Introduction of continuous professional development program and permanent employment track system for faculty in all higher education institutions by 2030. The student teacher ratio for not more than 3 to 1 must be ensured. This is the important part because more than if a class have a higher number of students, the teacher cannot concentrate on all the student, right? Now is the optimum learning environment. This point should also be discussed here. All higher education institutions must have complete autonomy on curriculum, pedagogical, and resource-related matters. Right. But I think on this point there is some problem as well. There are some institutions which have a lack of experienced faculty members. Those doesn't have a curriculum framework, so there might be a chance to inappropriate curriculum design. Additional key focuses area on the research are the additional technology in use of technology in education, vocational education, adult education, promotion of Indian language are also included in the higher education policy. Technology in education. Technology plays an important role in improving the classroom process of teaching, learning, and evaluation. Right, aiding teacher training, improving access to education, right, improving the overall planning, administration, and management of the entire education system is important part of the uh, recommendation of the committee. Right, electrification of all educational institutions for paving the way for technology induction. There are number of institutes in their colleges where there are no proper electrification facilities are there. If there is no electricity, there will be no use of computers and PPT presentation and a smart classroom. National Mission on Education through ICT. An autonomous body, National Education Technology Forum, set up under the mission, will facilitate decision making on the use of technology. Right. National Repository on Educational Data, maintain all records related to institutions, teacher, and a student in digital form. form single online digital repository to make available copyright free educational resources in the multiple languages, right? Vocational education. uh, Less than 5% of workforce in the age group of 19 to 24 receives vocational education in India. In contrast to 52% in the USA, 75% in Germany, and 96% in the South Korea. National policy on skill development and entrepreneurship, uh, at, 2015, aimed at the offering vocational education in 25% of educational institutions. The policy expanded this to include all education institutions in phased manner over to provide of 10 years, right? Vocational courses, all schools students must receive vocational education in at least one vocations in the grade of 9 to 12. Higher education institutions must offer vocational courses that are integrated into undergraduate education program. Right. The draft policy targets to offer vocational education to up to 50% of the total enrollment in the higher education institutions by 2025, up from the present level of enrollment of below 10%. National Committee for the Integration of Vocational Education for charting out plans for above objectives, right? There is a national committee for integration of vocational education for implementing and charting out the all the objectives which have discussed here. Now come to the next part of the committee, that is the adult education, right? As per census 2011, India had total of 26.5 crore adult non-literates, right, 15 years and above, establishing an autonomous central institute of adult education as a constituent unit of NCERT. It will develop a national curriculum framework for adult education. Adult education centers will be included within the school complex. Relevant courses made available at the National Institute of Open Schooling, National Adult Tutor Program to build a cadre of adult education instructors and managers, right? Education and Indian languages. The medium of instruction must be mother tongue until grade 5 and preferably until grade 8. Three language formula be continued, and flexibility in the implementation of the formula should be provided. Implementation of the formula needs to be strengthened, particularly in Hindi speaking states. Schools in Hindi speaking areas should be teach Indian languages from other parts of India for the purpose of national integration. To promote Indian languages, a National Institute for Pali, Persian, and Prakrit will set up. The mandate of the Commission for Scientific and Technical Terminology will be expanded to include all fields and disciplines to strengthen the vocabulary in Indian languages. Right, transforming education. The policy talked about synergetic functioning of India's education system to deliver equity and excellence at all levels. Right, from vision to implementation led by new Rashtriya Shiksha Ayog. Education governance. Revitalize the education governance by bringing in synergy and coordination among the different ministries, department and agencies, trusted by toppers, loved by uh, ठीक है. I think this is the uh, all about educational governors. Educational governance. Okay. Now come to the financing education, right? The draft policy reaffirmed the uh, cons- constitute the National Education Commission or Rashtriya Shiksha Ayog as a apex body for education headed by the Prime Minister. It would be responsible for developing, implementing, evaluating, and revising the vision of education and oversee the implementation and functioning of bodies including National Council of Educational Research and Training, National Higher Education Regulatory Authority, and the National Research Foundation. The Ministry of Human Resource and Development must be renamed as the Ministry of Education to bring the focus back on education, and it is already implemented. Now, Ministry of Human Resource and Development become a Ministry of Education, right? Financing education. The draft policy reaffirmed the commitment of spending 6% of GDP as public investment in education. The draft policy seeks to double the public investment in education from the current 10% of total public expenditure to the 20% in the next 10 years. 5% will be utilized for the higher education, 2% in school education, and 1.4% for early childhood care and education. There should be optimal and timely utilization of funds through the institutional development plans and the plugging loopholes in the disbursement of funds. Criticism of the new educational policy. Apart from all the goodness and recommendation and finding of the National Education Policy 2020, there is also a criticism of the National Education Policy of India. The new education policy lacks operational details. It is not clear from where the funding will be sourced. Enough importance is not given for innovation, startup culture, for economic principles to be added into the curriculum. One size fits for all states can't be solution, as each state in India is diverse in its educational needs. Controversy on NEET has shown this. With technological advancement of and democratization of knowledge, the policy should have focused more on how to teach rather than what to teach. Economic Survey 2017-18 had mentioned about the perils of the distinctions between research institutions and the universities in higher education. The policy recommendation of three distinct higher education institutions of research universities, teaching universities, and teaching colleges will further augment the gap between research and the universities. The draft policy is silent on the institution of eminence and agencies like Higher Education Funding Agency. Role of Rashtriya Shiksha Ayog should be defined clearly. What would be its role vis-a-vis existing regulators? Also, there are criticism from some quarters that Rashtriya Shiksha Ayog will open the door for the politicization of education. Right. Earlier, three-language formula proposed by the draft policy made Hindi compulsory in non-Hindi speaking states. However, after the furor, the proposal was removed. Even though the policy takes about bringing unrepresented groups into school and focusing on educationally lagging special education zones, it doesn't comprehensively address the inequality prevalent in the system. It misses on methods to bridge the gaps between rich and the poor children. The policy proposes to remove the provision mandating the primary schools be within a stipulated distance from student home and a common minimum infrastructure and a facility standard that should be met by all schools. If a common minimum standard is not specified, it will create an environment where equality in some schools will fail fall further, thus augmenting the inequalities between schools across the country. Uh, I think this is sufficient in this part of video. Uh, in the next part of video, I will discuss the remaining part of the of this topic. Right. Thank you so much for watching this video.